So the poor boy comes to you and says that I'm working as a security officer. So my shift will start now, so I have to go early. I said, you're not going anywhere, you're going to be with us. And the poor boy says, from the moment I saw the running technique, I just came from the side of the net to want to see from behind. And then he went there, we thudded in a thunderbolt to Assam Khan, which beat the bat. And I called him and asked him, why are you not playing for Guyana? He didn't know what to react. He didn't know what to react. He said, sir, sorry, what are you saying? I said, I see a real talent in you. You will be playing for West Indies soon.
Past 2 weeks have been nothing short of extraordinary for West Indies cricket and one Shamar Joseph. Not many would have heard that name before what he did in the last test against Australia, ending that long wait in Australian soil, giving them a test victory. There have been a lot of talk about from where he came, how he came, who picked him, how he was picked. So I'll just cut it short and introduce you to the guest of this very special chat show featuring Prasanna, the man with many hats, a qualified coach, a qualified umpire, a very renowned name when it comes to, scouting and how high performance analysis. And he has been associated with South African cricket team, many IPL teams in the past. Welcome to the show, Prasanna, and it's a pleasure talking to you today and understanding more about Shamar Joseph and the story which refused to die down on social media. So thank you for sparing time for us.
Thanks a lot. It'll be a pleasure to be talking about a cricketer whom I feel is going to be a next generation cricketer and make West Indies proud, and also all the teams which is going to represent just because of the attitude what he has got. I'm looking forward to share my experience and what little I know about him.
You just talk about that he's going to be once in a generation cricketer, but it took you just 2 deliveries to make that out. We know that you have that knack of picking players out of nowhere, but this is an extraordinary story, from the CPL, from Guyana first class circuit to doing what he did for West Indies against the mighty Aussies. It took you just 2 deliveries. It's still baffling for me to kind of wrap my head around the fact that in 2 deliveries you figured out the next big thing in Test cricket for West Indies.
Look, to be very simple, that's what people call stars aligned for certain things to happen. Because we came for the last leg to Guyana and we have to play 7 out of the last 10 games in the CPL, because we are coming from all the away games and coming home. So normally, what the coach and the manager will tell is, please try and keep more resources on our bowling unit, not to use them much in the nets, to make sure the energies are reserved for the game. So we had a lot of net bowlers who are coming there to assist us and make sure the other bowlers, the main bowlers, doesn't really, spend all their energy. So there are a bunch of fast bowlers who came, and then the coach said, okay, fine, just make sure that, you manage the nets. And I called them, okay, please, the fast bowlers can come forward. 7 or 8 guys came, got 3 nets that spread across, and then told all these guys, 3 of the guys, to operate in all the nets. And then I am someone, I'm passionate about watching, each and every cricketer, not just Azam Khan was batting. I'm only concentrating on Azam Khan. I also want to see what the net bowlers are doing, because I want to give specific drills for the batsmen. So when I saw these guys running in, the first thing I see as a fast bowler, the most important thing when it comes to fast bowler is the particular action which doesn't really invite injury. So when I see that running technique, it was like a panther running in. So I saw him, he was running beautifully. I was watching from the side, so I didn't see where the ball pitched. Only I saw his running technique. When the moment I saw the running technique, I just came from the side of the nets to want to see from behind. And then he went there, he thudded in a thunderbolt to Azam Khan, which beat the bat. Then when I saw the running technique was there, the loading was perfect, the release point was perfect, the follow-through was perfect. And the attitude of the boy is beating a player of Azam Khan's caliber and going closer to him like it was a cricket match and looking at him with a red eye. I called him, come here. And I called him and asked him, why are you not playing for Guyana? He didn't know what to react. He said, sir, sorry, what are you saying? I said, I see a real talent in you. You will be playing for West Indies soon. He looked at me. What is this man saying? And he asked, are you from India? He didn't even know who I am. I said, yeah, I've come from India. Imran Tahir has got me here, as a performance analyst and talent scout. I said, okay. I'm going to tell you, we can see Azam Khan donking the ball to corner in the ground. I
Yeah.
know what his weakness is. I'm going to tell you how to set him up. You're going to get him out in the fourth ball. Can you do that? He said, sir, please tell me what to do. So I told him that this is how you set Azam Khan. And I went to Azam Khan and said, look, he's going to get you out in 4 balls. He looked at me and said, the way he was batting, he's going to get me out. I'm going to hit the bowlers out of the ground. So
Yeah.
I told him, okay, do this, do this, do this. And the fourth ball, he plays a pull shot. The ball goes high in the air and, gets caught in the 30-yard circle. So I called Imran Tahir, who was there, he was bowling there, and I said, Imran, Kimo Paul is injured. This guy is playing tomorrow. He looked at me and said, he didn't even ask a question, who is he, what is his records and all these things, because I had no idea who he was. I have
Yeah.
absolutely no idea. I
Yeah.
don't know what level of cricket he has played, what is his passion for cricket and all these things. So the poor boy comes to you and says that, I'm working as a security officer. So
Yeah.
my shift will start now. So I have to go early. I said, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be with us. And the poor boy says again, so I have to go there. I have to go there. I told
Correct.
Imran.
Correct.
And Imran said, I know. I mean, I said that I don't know. The physio said that Kimo Paul might not take part in the rest of the
Yeah.
tournament. That's what he said, might not. I said, no matter what it is, until then, we are allowed to have a replacement.
Replacement.
This boy,
Yeah.
you're going to sign him, and tomorrow he's playing. He
Correct.
again looked at me and said, are you sure tomorrow he's playing? I said, I want him in the playing 11. And that boy again is telling, sir, I want to go now. So I
Yeah.
told him, please talk to the manager, please talk to the owner. In half an hour, I want the contract to be given in his name. And he was looking at it. He has no idea what's happening there. But he wants to leave the place because he wants to go to work that night.
Yeah.
That 30 minutes, there is a contract that is coming there, and Imran Tahir is saying, this is your contract. Welcome to Guyana family. Tomorrow you're going to play the match. Sit with this man. He will tell you the strategy on each and every opposition. He doesn't know what to react. You can see the tears flowing on in his face. So I called him and said, how fast can you bowl? He said, you want me to see? I said, I don't want anything. Can you bowl 150 tomorrow? He looked at
Yeah.
me and said, of course I can do it.
Yeah.
So then I told him, look, tomorrow you're going to play. I'll give you 15 balls now. I want to see you bowl as fast as you can. And what I saw, I don't want to mention the name of the batsman who followed. What they saw is an absolute nightmare from that boy.
Yeah.
So the night at 1 o'clock in the night, it came and said, sir, Imran Tahir told me to sit with you. Can me please brief me about all the batsmen, where they hit, what is the scoring areas, what field should I have in the power play, and all these things. Until then, Imran Tahir doesn't even know what is the full name of Shamar Joseph. So in life, you got to be very honest. I've worked with many teams with talent scouts, and
Yeah.
I've seen something special in many of the guys where they're unknown, but some way or the other, no one like
Yeah.
Imran Tahir took the initiative, say, I trust in you. One thing Imran told me that made me feel emotional.
Yeah.
I he immediately signed. I went to thank him, saying that thanks in me that you got the trust in me. Don't even know who he is. You don't even inquire to anyone about who he is. He
Yeah.
said, Bhaijan, I want to take you back 13 years before. You fought me with Cricket South Africa selectors to pick me for the World Cup team for South Africa without
Yeah.
knowing much about me, because
Yeah.
I was just coming in the setup. I was nowhere closer to the international cricket, even though I was performing.
Yeah.
13 years before, you brought me to the World Cup squad.
Yeah.
So I have graduated now as a player. So when you say there is a player who has got a future, I've got no second thoughts about it. Tell me where you want me to bowl him tomorrow. I said I want him to bowl in power play. I want him to set a attacking field. I want him to go full blast.
Yeah.
Second credit should be given to my coach Lance Klusner. I went
Yeah.
him and told coach, I've got a guy who's a bloody tear away quickie.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, bye, well done, thank you. Imagine, like one of the greatest all-rounders in the world. He
Correct.
said, okay, bye, thank you, very good. Okay, what do you want from me? He might go for few runs, but I'm going to show the world, oh my goodness, there is another 150 kilometers per hour bowler emerging in. He said,
Yeah.
do whatever you want. I've got no problem. Then I went to
Yeah.
Shamar and said, this is the field I'm going to give. Go at full tilt. He said he will
Yeah.
get 150. He couldn't touch 150, but the
Yeah.
second ball, what he bowled, thudded into 143.7.
Yeah.
So I called him and said, look, in 6 months' time, the world will be talking about you. He laughed at me and said, oh, coach, I don't want anything. You have trusted me. You saw me in two balls. You got me a chance here. I will give my life for the team.
Yeah.
I'll give the whole life for the team. Give me
Yeah.
an opportunity, or given an opportunity, I will show who I am.
Yeah.
So when you see it, the first and foremost thing for a sportsman with my little experience of being
Yeah.
in this field for 23 years is mental toughness.
Yeah.
A fast bowler, when you have the mental toughness like that and belief like that, the ladder is going to only go up, 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 up on the guy.
Yeah, just speaking about mental toughness, that was on display in the recent series against Australia. Getting Steve Smith as your first wicket, then following up with Marnus Labuschagne, then with an injured toe, running in 12 overs on the trot, picking those 7 wickets, and as you mentioned about those thunderbolts, firing them over after over again, and then that final wicket of Josh Hazelwood. It has been nothing short of a fairy tale for him, and you were sitting there in the comfort of your living room, probably taking a flight, if I'm not wrong, when he was bowling in the second room. But you had that wand in hand, didn't you, when the net session was underway for Guyana Amazon Warriors? So how special does this feel? And just talking about the T20, it's a different ball game altogether. You're just bowling 4 overs, so you can save up on that intensity probably for a second little spell. But Test cricket, 12 overs with an injured toe, painkillers overdose in his body. So how pleasing was that? And were you expecting something like that he'll replicate the goods in the longest format against Australia in their own backyard?
Look, as you rightly said, the
Yeah.
deal for me is Test cricket. In
Yeah.
T20 cricket, you can escape.
Yeah.
You can try and be defensive. You can bowl 4 overs for 31 runs. Still, people will say that, wow, that's a good economy. We can still
Yeah.
make a mark by bowling 4 overs of 31. In Test cricket, the currency for any bowler is only picking up wickets. You bowl
Yeah.
excellently for 25 overs for 54 runs and 1 wicket.
Yeah.
No individual is even going to talk about you. If you
Correct.
really want to have the highlight, if you really want people to talk about you, it's only the wickets column. It's going to be important. So
Yeah.
he picked up 5 wickets. So I told him very honestly, now you got the due what you want. I want you to end up with 5 wickets. He picked up 5 wickets, but he sounded very, very, disappointing because they got hammering in the first test match. He said,
Correct.
he calls me father fondly. He said that, father, I tried my best. I tried my best with the bat. I tried
Sorry
my
to
best.
interrupt you. I think not only father, he calls you father and mother both. I read in an interview with Craig Buzz, he calls you the father and mother both. You're family for him, the way he speaks so highly about you.
A very emotional guy who really wants love, he wants support, and when you get it
Yeah.
unconditionally from a guy who is coming from India, who doesn't even have any idea about who he
Yeah.
is, and with 2 deliveries is taking you up, his heart is full. So he
Yeah.
said that, I'm extremely disappointed. Then the second test match started, and normally I won't talk to him during the test match because I keep
Yeah.
myself away from players because of pressure.
Yeah.
Because I like him so much personally, send him a message, ask him, son, I see your toe being broken. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So he said that, father, I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to go to the ground. The doctors said that, they want me to the ground, and they will probably try and give me some medication to see whether I can just fit in, which I'm not sure. God has to be kind.
Yeah.
And but if I'm going to play, I'm going to give full tilt.
Yeah.
I told him honestly, in my expertise, being with the South African team, many test matches in Brisbane, and being the statistician with numbers, son,
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. You need at least 300 to win this test match. You're 100 short. He
Yeah.
replied, okay, I'm going to pick up 5 wickets. Then I
My God.
told him,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not going to break your heart. Even 5 wickets is not enough because you've
Yeah.
got just 200 on the board. And that
Yeah.
Australian batting lineup, particularly the pink ball after 15 overs, gets easier to bat.
Correct.
And the pitch has got no demands at all in Brisbane. Even
Yeah.
if you get 5 wickets, I'm sorry to say that you might end up in a losing note. There was a silence for 5 to 10 seconds. He said, okay, father, I'll pick up more than 5 wickets.
My God.
So, with my experience of 23 years in this field, I'm lucky and privileged to be worked with many legends,
Yeah.
greatest cricketers in the world. Sometimes when I go and tell him, look, the match is in your hands.
yeah,
your 10 overs, your the way you're going to bat for a session or two.
yeah,
Every single player has responded me saying that I will try my best. That's all
yeah,
I've heard from all the top cricketers in the world where I've worked. There is a
yeah,
one guy who's playing his second test match. six
yeah,
months before, he was a full-time security man in the mall. Tells that,
yeah,
okay, if you want me to pick more than 5 wickets where you give me a chance to win, I will pick more than 5 wickets with a
yeah.
broken toe, bowling non-stop for more than a 10 over spell and
Right.
rattling Australia for a 27 years victory. After that, he is an absolute star in the making.
Yeah, just talking about how his stars aligned and how he has become that overnight star after what he did in Australia. He is going to become the next hot property. And the T20s are something which interest you a lot because you keep tracking and keep tweeting about different movements in different leagues around the world. He is missing ILT20 due to the injury, but he could well feature in the PSL later. And then there's the IPL coming, and you never know. I did read your tweet that he could well play bold. So, what do you have to say about him, and how much of him playing in these different T20 leagues grow him as an individual, probably get that confidence on his side because the talent is very much there, the attitude is there. The next step to become the greatest match winner, probably of all time of this generation for West Indies cricket as a fast bowler. How much of a role do you think these shorter formats and different leagues around the world are going to play?
See, the most challenging format is going to be T20, to be very honest with you. How the
Yeah,
tracks behave in PSL and how the
yeah,
tracks behave in IPL, there is absolutely nothing
yeah,
for the bowlers at all. In the test match, you're fast, you've got Yorkers, you can move the ball either ways. You're not going to get a real taste of what the batsman is going to come against you. When you're going
yeah,
to play in a T20 cricket, whether you're bowl serious Yorkers, you've got slower deliveries, whether the
yeah,
pitch is difficult to the bat, the batsman is going to come hard at you every single ball. So that
yeah,
is going to give him more learning actually. The only
yeah,
thing is how are you going to manage your workload as a fast bowler? I don't want
yeah,
to mention names. There are many fast bowlers who came, with the way they started the career, people thought that they're going to really terrorize people. And then
correct.
all of a sudden, because of the workload management and all these guys, problems of playing non-stop cricket. So those
Yeah,
days when you see Alan Donald, those days when you see Kapil Dev, those days when you see Sean Pollock, why they lasted too long? Because
yeah,
they've not been playing cricket 365 days, and
yeah,
they're here, and they're also not traveling the way these guys are doing now. When you play
yeah,
a tournament like IPL in 60 days, how many flights you take in the 60 days? How many
correct.
times you are in the plane? And then when it comes to the fast bowler, the most difficult art in cricket is fast bowling because
Yeah,
fast bowling is the only thing which is more prone to injuries. But one good thing Shamar Joseph has got is that he's got a beautiful action. He doesn't
yeah,
have any technical flaw as such, and he's also got age by his side. The only
yeah,
thing is now how is he going to be managed where there's a big truckload of opportunities that is coming? I can be extremely sure about it. When you got
yeah,
10 teams in IPL and the people playing non-stop cricket, there is going to be some injuries and he will
yeah,
definitely feature in IPL. The only
yeah,
thing is there should be the right people around to really advise him on his workload and
yeah.
fitness programs and all these things. He will last long. But if you keep on playing like this, the way there is no break, you never know. But I still feel the boy just came into the cricket, international scene and league, global league scenes. A quite strong guy, hard-working guy with a clean
Yeah.
action. I'm sure that he will survive for long.
If I could just put you in a spot there, which is one IPL team you would really want him to feature in this 2024 edition? One IPL team, if I may ask you, please.
You are never going to put me in a spot. I can be very honest with you. As much as Shamar Joseph is emotional, I dedicate all my growth. I
Yeah,
dedicate everything little I have achieved in my life to Royal Challengers Bangalore.
yeah,
I was nobody. I was working as a technical head in the National Cricket Academy, but
yeah,
still, the first opportunity was given by my team, Royal Challengers Bangalore, where I worked for 6 years. All the
yeah,
South African players saw me and took me to
yeah,
South Africa. Now I'm what I am because of Royal Challengers Bangalore. And to be
yeah,
very honest with you, I gave an analysis myself that the Royal Challengers bowling is very weak. So I
yeah,
would certainly want my son to play for Royal Challengers Bangalore, because every single year the IPL comes, I am an ardent supporter of Royal Challengers Bangalore. So with
Yeah.
every partiality, every bias, I want Shamar Joseph to play for Royal Challengers Bangalore.
Yeah, that was lovely, and very honest take on his journey in the IPL, probably, which we'll definitely see unfold in the next couple of months. So that was Prasanna for us, the man with many hats, as I like to call him on Twitter, and keep following what he tweets around the world about cricket and whatever analysis he has been going on. It was lovely talking to you, Prasanna. Thank you for giving the world Shamar Joseph and playing a very important role in his journey. Not every day we come across stories like these, and this one has been pretty special. We wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and we hope that you keep unearthing talents like these both in India and wherever you go and wherever you kind of support teams. So thank you for taking time for us, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
So that was Prasanna, the man with many hats. I will repeat again. And he has said that he wants Shamar Joseph to play for the team, which has played a very important role in his personal journey as an analyst, as a high performance coach, as the scout, which we have known him for years now. So let's see whether Shamar Joseph goes to the RCB or whether other teams are also tracking his growth and his journey from close quarters. So you keep watching Cricket Next, because we'll keep bringing you more stories like Shamar Joseph, who continue to set the world cricket stage on fire with their performances like the one which we saw against Australia in Australia. Thank you, and keep watching.